Hey everybody, West Virginia Bourbon Guy coming at you from the deck in the back porch. So you know what's going to happen. Another single barrel bourbon review for you lucky subscribers. So again, I appreciate everybody who has liked, comment, subscribed on the videos. It's truly humbling. You know, I'm just a average guy who enjoys sipping, drinking, talking about hunting, buying, all the above, you know, whiskey and bourbon. And, you know, it's truly humbling and exciting that, you know, I'm able to share my passion with everybody that tunes in and watches. And it's truly humbling. So, if you would do me a favor, if you haven't already, subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything and helps me out, helps me grow the channel. If you are a subscriber, you know, definitely like and comment. I try to at least respond or get back to everybody that comments. I truly appreciate it. It helps the YouTube algorithm that I'm still trying to figure out and kind of understand. But yeah, but today, what I want to talk about, this is a bottle from, it's a local content creator. I'm in his Discord, and I saw that this was available. I kind of clicked in his Discord. They do a lot of stuff with Virginia ABC drops and everything like that. And they had the link. So I said, oh, okay, maybe it's still there. Maybe it's not. So I clicked on it and I said, oh, it's still there. I said, well, I have a 9-year from 21090. Let me go out and get a 10-year. So this is a 10-year Reveries. This is sourced from Kentucky. Not sure of the mash bill. There's no information on there. And this is from Average Joe's whiskey. So this is the Average Joe's tiebreaker. It's cask number 27034. And this is coming in. This is up there. It's 132.5 proof. So it's a 10-year bottle. And gotten into this a little bit. It is actually super, super flavorful and everything like that. So I'm going to pour up a little bit in the Glen and give you guys a quick review. Okay, so we get a little bit here in the Glen. And one of our local pilots is flying overhead. So I apologize if the microphone is picking up the propeller on the airplane, but happy to be finally back out in the deck. It's been terrible weather. Every time I want to go film, it's either raining or it's windy as hell. And I'm like, oh, so it actually is a nice day today. It's a little cool. So maybe getting a sweatshirt if I do any more videos, but you know, as you can see, the seasons have changed. We're now in fall, coming up on winter. And there are some days you look out the window in the house over here and you can't see any. You can't even see those hills back there. They're gone. They're like just covered in fog or clouds or whatever. So we're kind of we live in near Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, which is kind of right next to Maryland and Virginia. So let's see. Maryland is about 10 miles that way. And Virginia is about 12 miles that way. So kind of right in, what do they say? It's the, this is the West Virginia finger. And I live in the thumb. So outside of DC and Maryland and Virginia. So, man, on the nose, this is, so hasn't been sitting in the Glen too long. Normally, I like to pour these up if I'm doing reviews and let them sit out for, you know, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, let them get some air and that kind of stuff. So this is a little chilly. It's cold out here and it's cooled out in my basement where I store everything. So sometimes it takes a little while for these suckers to warm up a bit. But again, this is just classic Kentucky bourbon, straight bourbon. Everything Reveries is straight bourbon whiskey. Kind of what Jay, you know, I think he said that on a couple of podcasts and different things that I've listened to. And again, this just sits right. Let me see if I can block this here real quick. I don't know if you guys are picking that up, but it just creates a nice ring around the top of the glass. And legs are developing, but they're slow, and it just sticks. And to me, I'm no expert, but that means it's viscous, and it just coats your palate and just, just some goodness. On the nose here, this is like that burnt sugar, dark oak, and dark fruit. Not necessarily a plum, but it's dark fruit, oak, and burnt sugars. And it's just, to me, that's a quintessential bourbon. That's what I love. Those are the notes. A lot of people go for the cherry. I like those flavors, but you give me something like this here, I'll take this all day long. And it just smells incredible. So let's get on the palate. Wow. And that 132.5 proof kicks in. But wow. This has got a unbelievable, the finish on this is, so you get a little spice right up the bat. And then you get that burnt sugar, that caramel, and a little bit of that dark fruit. But then mid palate, it's, and on the finish, and it's still there. It's just rich, coats your mouth. So Reveries, straight bourbon whiskey, right? Jay said will always be straight bourbon whiskey. And this is his kind of single barrel program and everything like that. I've had a 9-year, which was 2 1090s. And then the Baltimore Whiskey Group, we picked an 8-year. So going to be doing the Bourbon Judges pick soon. And we don't know where we're going to get there, but hopefully it's something 8+ years. We'll see what happens. But these pours are just, it's one of those, it's just the quintessential bourbon. When you think of a bourbon, I think of rich oak, dark fruits, caramel, vanilla, those burnt sugars, those baking spices, and then that rye spice or that spice kicks in and that warm hug. That's what I like. That's what I go for. That's one of my favorite profiles when I'm buying something. And if something has that, it's kind of hard to pass it up. This bottle hits and checks all those boxes, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. Wow. I mean, it drinks its proof. You get that right off the bat, and you get a little bit of burn and a tingle, not in a bad way. And then that finish just, it just sits and lingers there. Oh my God. So again, Reveries is knocking it out of the park. Jay doesn't do bad stuff. He's really, I think, going to make a name for himself. He's already made a name for himself in single barrels and his picks that he does and puts out through Take. And if you're not a subscriber to his email, you should be, because he doesn't miss on his picks. And now with his Reveries, I mean, these are just home runs. And a lot of different groups, a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of private groups are all doing picks. So if you're in a group, you're part of a YouTube channel, content creator, and they're able to get a pick and you're able to get a bottle, I'd say it is yes, yes, and yes again. These do not miss. These are phenomenal. So again, just a humble guy giving a review. I love these bottles. I will keep buying them. I know if you watch Hack and Mac, so Mac probably has more Reverie bottles than anybody that I know, or at least see in YouTube. And I don't think he's wrong. People call him a tater. Well, maybe he is, but these are home runs. Absolutely phenomenal. Keep it up, Jay. These are just amazing. So West Virginia bourbon guy hanging out here on the deck, bringing you guys another single barrel review. And remember, pours are always best when they're shared with friends. Cheers, everybody. Have a great one. Oh my God. That is incredible.